The real fear. Not just pedophilia, but treason and systemic compromise. This is why the cover up feels so ferocious. Sleeping with an underage girl 20 years ago is a career ending scandal, but it is survivable with the right lawyers and apologies. Being caught on hidden camera discussing classified information, financial crimes, or foreign policy favors with a man who was feeding that material to a foreign intelligence service is something else entirely. That crosses into espionage, influence operations, and potential treason. The clients weren't all pedophiles. Many powerful visitors to the island or the jet have never been credibly accused of sex with minors. What they shared was access to secrets, government contracts, hedge fund strategies, tech IP, political dirt. Epstein's operation looks like classic compromat. Compromise the mark, record it, own the leverage. The sex made the compromise stickier and more shameful, ensuring silence. Les Wexner, the Victoria's Secret billionaire who essentially gifted Epstein a fortune, power of attorney over his assets, and the New York mansion, later claimed Epstein stole vast sums. Wexner enabled the rise. The question of what Epstein gave or sold in return lingers. Why the media shied away. Sex sells. Blackmail rings involving intelligence services and treason do not, especially when they implicate the same media, political, and financial elites who control narratives. Outlets that spent years detailing every victim's horror story suddenly grew squeamish about cameras in Kleenex boxes, unrated storage units, or Acosta's intelligence explanation. The result, a public fixated on the salacious, while the structural machinery of compromise remains half hidden. The bottom line. None of this excuses or diminishes the evil done to the victims. Their suffering was not a side effect, it was the engine. But to pretend Epstein was merely a lone wolf pervert with a private plane is to miss the point of the operation. He was a broker in the oldest and dirtiest currency of power, human compromise packaged as leverage. Full transparency, searching every storage unit, releasing every unredacted video and hard drive, declassifying the intelligence files, would serve justice for the victims far better than another round of selective leaks and pearl clutching. Until then, the fear that keeps the real story suppressed isn't about 20-year-old indiscretions. It's about what those indiscretions bought and who still owes. The blackmail wasn't a byproduct, it was the business model. Key recent developments amplifying the intelligence and blackmail view. New batches of files, from datasets 9 to 12 in the DOJ's Epstein repository, include emails, FBI summaries, and property records that highlight surveillance and evasion tactics, hidden cameras, and recording setups. A 2014 email chain shows Epstein directing his pilot, Larry Visosky, to buy and install motion-detected hidden cameras, small enough to hide in Kleenex boxes, for his Palm Beach mansion. Victims and property searches long described bedroom common area cameras. These emails make it explicit he was actively building or upgrading the system years after his 2008 conviction. Secret storage units. Epstein maintained at least 6 storage lockers across the U.S., near Palm Beach, New York, and elsewhere, paying rent until his 2019 death. He used private detectives to move computers, hard drives, photos, and equipment from his island and homes as investigations closed in around 2005-2006. Search warrants suggest federal authorities never raided these units, raising questions about what remains hidden, potentially unseen compromat or evidence of co-conspirators. These details align with victim accounts of being filmed and the sheer infrastructure needed for ongoing leverage. On the intelligence side, 2025-2026 releases and reporting have revived and expanded older claims. FBI memos, unsealed in batches, cite an informant convinced Epstein was a co-opted Mossad agent trained as a spy, with ties to Ehud Barak, who visited multiple times and had aides staying at Epstein properties. Leaked emails show Epstein pursuing deals with ex-MI6 Mossad figures, e.g., frozen Libyan assets. Acosta's intelligence comment, "I was told Epstein belonged to intelligence and to leave it alone," keeps resurfacing in new file contexts and interviews. While Acosta later denied direct knowledge, the line appears in vetting notes and DOJ reviews, fueling speculation he was warned off due to higher level protection. Broader ties. Reports link Epstein to Russian compromat efforts, recruiting Russian women, advising officials on U.S. politics, potential CIA adjacent access agent roles, and even historical overlaps with promised software scandals or arms networks via Robert Maxwell. Former CIA officer John Kiriakou called him a textbook access agent on recent shows, noting only state-level funding explains the scale. One last question for the reader. If Jeffrey Epstein was involved in treason, do you think willing accomplices that were complicit with Jeffrey's scheme should also be considered and tried under our treason laws? Pedophilia and sexual indiscretion with minors and treason to the United States are two different crimes.